Hi guys, I am back. It's been 3 weeks almost since I made a video. I got strep and flu at the same time. It's very effective at clearing your throat chakra, but I don't recommend it. It wasn't fun at all. You can hear it's still a little bit there in my throat. Welcome to everybody who's here. To those who don't know me, I'm an intuitive and empath, a healer. I have a foundation in Reiki. My main guide is Archangel Metatron, but I work a lot with Archangel energies, with other ascended masters. I'm kind of nervous today. They just cleared out my throat chakra on such a level, and I feel like they're testing it out. What am I willing to talk about? This is Harry, one of my cats. He doesn't normally show up for videos, but you know, he's watching the snow and the squirrels outside. Yeah, your throat chakra can really hold you back from talking about things, can make you, I guess really that's another video. I'll do a video about what I went through, what I saw, what it changed. But really, the throat, wounding around the throat, clearing there is what can hold you back from talking about things that you may be hesitant to talk about, that may trigger people, that may be uncomfortable. But that's the energies we're in. That's the things that are happening right now. Everything is a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit unsettled. So, I guess it just all kind of works together. I thought that the first video back that I did would be about self-care, about my experiences while I was unwell, the things that came through, the things that were important. But this seems to have some urgency. Last night when I was sleeping, trying to sleep, there was downloads of information, things that were coming in that I know the theme of it, the idea of it, but I don't know exactly what will come through. I don't have notes, so I'm just going to let my guides kind of bring it through, let it just flow and come as it is supposed to. If this information doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. It's everybody's path is different, and really that's what I'm going to talk about. Everybody's path is different, and if this information doesn't resonate with you, then don't worry, just move on to another video and, something else will resonate. I think I'm going to talk about this. They were bringing it to me, and all the examples that I had this week were related to my own wounding around the political situations in the US right now. But this information could apply to anything. I just need one example to talk about how I'm working through it. But, this information could be about division within a family, division related to a spiritual path. People who think that one path or a certain way forward is the only way forward. Just things that create division within a society. Another example they gave me is vaccines. Something that creates division, something where people feel very differently. These are topics that are coming up right now. So they just want to bring forward information on how we can most gently move through this time, because division is huge right now. When people are uncomfortable, which as we are now, because the healing that is happening right now is happening on a personal level, but also on a collective level. The things that are coming through are triggering us in all areas of our lives, and the triggers for everybody will be different. In part, that's what they're talking about. The way that you perceive the world around you may not be the way that somebody else perceives it. And that doesn't mean that they're wrong. There's no wrong path. There's no right path. There are just different paths. Each soul coming to this lifetime with lessons to learn, with trauma to heal, things that they wanted to achieve, things that they wanted to do in this time. And everybody's going to be guided their own way because of that. To bring judgment to things, to let your own ego get in the way of growth is This is going to stunt the path. It's going to stop you from seeing all of these things. It's going to be detrimental to other people's path, to criticize somebody for following their own path, following the things that feel right to them because it's not what feels right to you, is a difficult path. I say I'm bringing it from that one perspective because for me, I am very triggered right now by the political situation in the US, and that relates to my own wounds. To me, the energies, I don't feel safe. It makes me feel like I can't protect my family. I can't protect people who need my help. But other people are perceiving it differently. Those are my wounds and my experiences, and what that has brought me to do is to take action. I worked on getting my children dual citizenship. I worked on getting involved in local groups and communities to help protect and support people who, to me, I feel are at risk. Doing something, taking action to take back power and to feel strong. But there are others who, right now are saying that talking about a conflict between following a spiritual path and a political path. And I don't think that's true. For some people, being triggered and being on a more political path is part of your path, is part of your lesson. We're here resolving trauma. We're here resolving things that we have experienced in past lifetimes, ways to play things out differently. And if my soul has had experiences in the past with energies like this, energies when I have felt threatened, energies when societies have changed, when there has been upheaval like this, my energy is going to respond to it. And to sit by and not get involved amplifies that trauma. Whereas for somebody else who doesn't have that wounding, for them, they may be able to see it and go, well, I don't need to be involved in this. I don't need to be a part of this. I want to focus on something else. That's their path. But what that brings forward then is judgment. If you see very clearly, this is what I need to do, this is what's important in this time, if you bring yourself with that vision, then you're bringing your perception to somebody else's path. If it's not their path, it's not their path. You can't force other people to see things the way that you see them. What you can do is focus on your own soul, focus on your own growth, focus on the things that you need to do, the ways that you need to move forward on your own path. But to do that without judgment, to step outside of ego, is easy for me to say, but harder to do in reality. When things feel intense to you, when they feel important, it's very difficult to have people around you who feel differently, who don't share your perception of something. And how you approach that is one of the tests of this time. How are you going to approach the people who are not seeing the world in the same way that you are, who don't see the intensity in the things that you do, who don't share your wounds? And being able to come to those relationships and those situations outside of judgment, just recognizing that what may be right for you is not right for somebody else, is hard, but it can help you to move forward. It can help you to see the bigger picture of things. Because while there may be all of this upheaval, this chaos right now, this feeling of overwhelm, it's all part of a bigger picture, a bigger plan. And when you're in the midst of something like this, when you're in the midst of something that is bringing healing on such a big level, that is triggering trauma on this level, that is forcing people to react and to take action, that is forcing change to things that have helped us to feel safe, it's hard. Energies are triggered. People are oversensitized. People are in a place where they may have felt safe in the past, but they don't now. And when you're in that situation, it's hard to see beyond it. It's hard to look for the bigger picture because you are so in the moment, in the present. And when you're in the present, that's when you make the change. That's when you bring these things to be, when you can make the changes in yourself, when you can look at your responses and your reactions. You can look at the relationships within your life. You can choose how you want to move forward. You can choose the path that you are on. But you're also a part of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture, we may look back on this time a year from now, 5 years from now, and just be blown away. To know that these things had to happen for new energies to come, for new ways to come. Even if you feel like these times are dark, that they are heavy, there's always light. There's things that are triggered by these actions. There's things that are triggered that couldn't come to be because of the things that are creating this unrest, this discomfort. For me, I started this YouTube channel right after the election in this country because I was triggered and I wanted to offer support to other people who were in that place. It isn't what I expected it to be. My experiences with this channel have changed. What they're giving me is not necessarily what I thought it would be. But it's allowing me to grow. There's new communities that I have found. People now that I couldn't imagine them not being in my life, but they're here because of trauma, because of being pushed to something that I wouldn't have been otherwise. So there is always light in these times, and the guidance throughout, as things have been coming up in this way, has been always step out of the chaos and the craziness of it all. Focus on your own energy. Focus on your own needs. Focus on what it is that will help you to grow. Because in times of change like this, in times when the old is being ripped down, it's a time for growth. That's when the new seeds can come, when you can see the new growth. Sometimes you have to walk through the fire to get to what it is that you're looking for. And when you're in the fire, it consumes you. But as you move through it, it brings you to this place you just didn't even know it was possible. And to hold that to yourself is important. To recognize that this is a period of time, a period of history that serves a purpose, that is doing something that will bring us to something new. And it is the same with anything that you are going through in your life. To look at it as an opportunity for growth instead of something to pull you down. Whatever situation it is that you're going through, how do you move through it most gently? How do you move through it with the most compassion? How do you move through it in a way that helps you to thrive and to grow? Because that's what this is. You come here, an incarnated soul, you're here to grow, you're here to learn, you're here to evolve, to move yourself forward. So to sit in fear, to sit in these lower energies, will slow that down, will make it more difficult to go through this process. But as you can look for the potential, you can look for the light, you can look for the things that you can gain through each of these situations. You can move through them differently. See, this is not where I thought this was going to go. They've been talking to me. I could feel all this information swirling in my head, and I just knew it had to come out, but I didn't know what it was, just that it was there. I thought their focus was all upon this ego, the fact that these changes in our society are bringing about an ego death. The ending of perceptions, the ending of things that we have held to be truth. They're bringing illumination to things that have been hidden. Really, that just requires us to be fluid, to be agile, to be ready for whatever comes and to just recognize it as an opportunity for growth, recognize it as something to be worked through, but also something that allows for us to move forward in new ways. Not judging those things by our old perceptions, our own old mindsets. Just because something is different, it's not what you expected, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it is detrimental. What can come from the things that we're going through now is new times, new energies. The old has to fall away for the new to come, and that, it's never an easy process. It brings grief, it raises trauma. It makes us confront things that we may not have before. It makes us look at things differently. Again, a lot of the messages that we have been getting around this, it's just about embracing what can come. Not sitting in the moment, stepping out of the chaos and allowing yourself to see the potential, to see the growth, the renewal. So there's a lot of hope. It may not seem like it now because we're in the midst of what can be challenging to some of us, and for each it will be different. For me, it's the political things here, but for you, it may be something very different. Whatever your situation, whatever it is that is triggering for you, look at it and look for the learning, look for the opportunities for growth. Be kind to yourself. Come to things with compassion and love, looking at it always that somebody else is coming at it from their own opinion, their own experiences, their own trauma, and you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to resonate with their opinion, but also you don't need to judge it. You don't need to tell somebody that their perception is wrong because it's not the same as yours. You can choose a spiritual path, or you can choose a path that is not spiritual. You can, God, I hate that they're saying this, but you can get vaccinated, not get vaccinated. You can be political and spiritual. You can be just political, just spiritual. You can be whatever it is that you're supposed to be without the judgment of others, without putting your judgment on others. Because the energies of division are detrimental to our forward movement. And if we can find a way to respect, recognize that each of us is on a different path, that each of us is following different learning, then we can move through these times more gently. To judge somebody is to diminish them. To judge somebody is to bring them to a lower energy, to make them feel less, to make them feel less worthy of their path. And what we need right now is for people to be strong, for the light workers to be filled with light, for us to be beacons for people, and to bring each other down, to judge each other, to bring our own ego into something where it isn't needed, is detrimental to the path. All right, it feels like maybe that's all that they wanted to talk about. My head feels clearer. I hope this resonates with those of you it's there for. And like I said, if it's not for you, that's fine. But it feels important to put this out. It feels like information that Metatron and my guides want heard. It is given with love and with the intention of helping you through these times. I hope that it helps, and thank you for watching if you're still here at the end. I appreciate all of you. Sending love. Okay, bye.